Hello, everybody. Thanks for listening to Podcasting by Brett Thomas today. I really appreciate it. Today I'm going to talk about different things. Towards the end, I'm going to play a game of Would You Rather. You can play at home or in your car or at work. You can get some buddies and play. Let's say you have a party you're going to or a get-together. Just turn the podcast on and just skip to the Would You Rathers and you have a game. So that's good for you guys and good for me. Get some listens. You guys get some entertainment. Also, I went to a content creator camp hosted by Stefan Johnson at the Cleveland Library, and it was fun. And it was helping me build more of a brand, learn how to build a brand. And it wasn't for me, it was for you. I went and honed in on my skills and learned some things so I could be good for you. Not for me, but for you, so that I could give you something good. So I'm selfless. I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing this for you. All the listeners. So I really appreciate it. I thank you. It was really fun. Stefan Johnson, he's a really good guy. He's so nice. I got to talk to him. He talked to everybody, and he was patient with everyone, let everyone speak to him. So I recommend giving him a follow. Not that, he's like an up-and-coming creator, because he's become, he's a really great guy. He's got a really great voice, and he was awesome. It was fun. I met some cool people, networked a little bit. So it was fun. Modern times is great because people set boundaries more and they're willing to cut out toxic people in their life. And that word toxic and narcissist gets overused a lot. But it's good to see people realize that they don't have to hang out with people or associate with people that tear them down. It's awesome. But sometimes I feel like it's gone too far because at the same time, no one's perfect. And you have to accept people's flaws. And if someone's like a good friend, but they're a little annoying, be friends with them, you gotta accept people's flaws. And no one's perfect. And I'm not perfect. You listening, you're not perfect. No, I'm just kidding. All my fans are perfect. But you gotta, how do I put this? You gotta if someone's negative trait is they belittle you in front of other people and they make fun of what you like to do, then, cut them out of your life. But let's say, for instance, they might have an annoying laugh, or they're a little bit late, or they talk too much. Is that something that you would not want to be friends with that person for? Maybe they're a little annoying. They call it inappropriate times at night. They make weird jokes. But they're there for you and they show up. So I think you should just accept people for who they are sometimes. Because I feel like the boundaries thing has gone way too far. And I do agree with this. I'm guilty of it too. But it might be a friend's birthday. And it's their dinner and they're celebrating. And then you're tired from work. And I get that because work sucks. And then you don't go. But at the same time, it's your friend and you should push through and go. I get that's a boundary. You got to care about yourself first. But sometimes just getting in gear and going, because just going to a restaurant, if they want to go out to drinks, be like, hey, I can't go to drinks. But you showed up with them for a little bit, and that's all that matters. They're not going to remember, oh, they came to dinner but not drinks. I'm like, you know what? I feel appreciated. My friend came out. So I try to be a better friend. And I'm the biggest hypocrite, because I'm really bad at texting people back, but half the time I get scared. You know what I mean? I get nervous. I don't know who I've become. I need to work on that. I need to see a counselor. We're just all living here and just try to be a decent person. I really love this podcast because I get to talk about how, we should be kind, we should love each other. And I know that's not how the world's going to be, but, just in your little life, try to carve out a niche of people that you're happy with and just do what you love to do. And no matter what you do, people are gonna make fun of you. I've seen people make fun of people because they eat too much or they eat unhealthy. Then I see people get made fun of because they eat too healthy. Oh, you need to live, you too healthy. No, both people are happy. So just let them live. There's some common ground. That's just an example. But people like to make fun of people all the time. The one that gets me is fashion choices. Because at the end of the day, you don't really remember what clothes you wear. I always remember this when I played football in high school. I saw different things. You're not going to remember what gloves you had, what cleats you had. You're going to remember the plays you made or the fun you had along the way. It is hard though, because we do live in a consumerist time and everything, nostalgia sales. I'm a sucker of it. I actually do catch myself being a little bit better about not just buying junk. I did go to a metal show last night. It was really fun. And I bought a t-shirt and I had buyer's remorse, but I was like, Brett, it's a local band. They're good. Why not support them? And then you have a cool T-shirt. So I'm like, no, that's all right. I mean, I'd rather do that than like spend it at a corporation where they're just exploiting workers. And if you listen to this podcast, you've heard me complain about that, about how these giant corporations make billions and billions upon billions of dollars, and then the employees don't have a living wage. But that's old news. We've moved on from that here on this podcast. So hopefully one day it'll be better. I'm thinking of AI, and AI is going to take all the jobs. But I do think that AI is not going to be able to take all the jobs, because I'm not an economist. But I know that for an economy to work, you need people at the bottom buying from the top. So I think at some point they're going to put safeguards in to protect people. And I thought about this today, I bet you companies are going to do like, the government's going to tell companies, hey, we'll give you a tax break if you hire actual people, not just do it with Chat GPT and AI. So, that's something to hope for, Oh, yeah, you want a job? Well, your company's got to get a tax break first. But that might be something. I don't know. That'd be cool. I always talk about this. I am tired of the gambling. The gambling has started at kids now, because kids are in these mystery boxes, And it sucks, because I did get caught up with the mystery box at McDonald's, because what happens is there'll be like 6 different things, and you buy 6 mystery boxes. Let's say you get 3 of one, and then you get 2 of one, and then you get 1 of the other, or you get like 1, and like 3. So then you have a bunch of repeats. Then you go buy another 6 boxes. And then you have multiples and multiples, but you don't have the one you want, or you don't have all the ones. Like back in my day, you used to be able to just buy something and just buy the whole collection and only buy one of the collection. Now, if you want a collection of 6, you have to buy on average 18 mystery boxes. So that's starting the kids off young. That's like giving the kids like candy cigarettes, the mystery boxes. Then you bump up, you get to be 21, you get to gamble in sports. Then I think that's the gambling age in Ohio, at least. Then you get to go to casinos. And then before you know it, you're homeless because you lost everything. And that's, it's sad, because it happens to a lot of people. Because gambling is one of the worst addictions, because there's a hope of winning. Like if you do heroin, there's really no winning. I don't like look down on people that like do drugs, but like, what I'm saying? Like there's no like, you do enough heroin, you get like a free pizza pan dinner from Pizza Hut. Like when you would read, you just OD and get Narcan. I guess if you do enough heroin, the price is Narcan. But for gambling, the prizes, you might be up one night, but then you just lose. And the casinos, people like the casinos cheat them. Like the casinos do not have to cheat. The odds for blackjack is 51 the casino, 49 the player. And that's all they need to clean you out. And honestly, too, counting cards only gives you like a 52 to 53% chance over the casino, and that's enough to clean them out. So that's why they got to get rid of you. And if you do too good at gambling, the casinos kick you out. You're not allowed back. You do too good at heroin, nothing happens. I love to talk about gambling in casinos, but I hate gambling because like I hate losing money. And then like I've won money sometimes, but then like I look back, I'm like, well, you know what? Like I'm going to be on a net loss. So I'm just not going to do it. It's kind of like get some reward now, then you do it next, you lose. You don't get any reward. When I go to the casino, I see people, if you just sit there and pay attention at any table, eventually, if you stand there for an hour, you'll see a bunch of people just get up and walk away because they lost everything. Or they're done, or like they lost the amount they brought. So the casino always wins. But, if you have a problem gambling, you reach out to me, or there's different online resources, or people you can call our websites, or counseling, or Gamblers Anonymous. And if you do have the problem, I hope you get the help you need, because you're a good person and you deserve to have a healthy, happy life. Now that I told you guys you're good people, because you are, let's play some Would You Rathers. You can play at home. Put in your put what happened in the comments, or like on my short form videos, please. I'm always begging you guys to share stuff, and you guys do, and I appreciate it. And like, comment, because it helps. And then the podcast, it'll be great. We'll be rivaling Joe Rogan and Call Her Daddy. Not really, but one can dream, Aim for the stars. Or no, aim for this is what it said in my middle school. It said, aim for the moon, because if you don't make it, you still get to the stars. Wait, That doesn't make sense because I think the moon's closer to the stars, but I messed that up. But I almost did fail the seventh grade, so I wasn't paying attention. But you know what I'm saying? You reach up high as you can go, you'll get somewhere. So as long as you keep going and putting out the effort in there, you'll get to where you want to be, whether you like it or not. Just don't give up, all right? I'll make you a deal. I won't give up on this podcast if you don't give up. So we got it, and you got it. Let's go. All right. That was cringe, but I don't know. I just want people to be happy. But let's go. Would you rather? Would you rather be late by 10 minutes to everything you go to or have to show up an hour early? I would rather have to show up an hour early because that means you're late to work every day, job interviews, weddings, funerals, anything. You're late by 10 minutes. And I don't know how you had to keep a job unless you told like the company, okay, I have this thing to where I have to be late every 10 minutes. You'd have to find a job that's okay you being late. An hour early, you'd have to show up. And even if you had reservations at a restaurant to meet a friend, you'd have to show up an hour early, which really isn't that bad nowadays because I could just watch Netflix on my phone. So that's just giving me an excuse to watch TV in my car. So I'd rather do that one. But I guess, too, you have to show up to work an hour early. So it actually take a lot of your life. But at least you'd be able to hold a job. So I'll do an hour. Would you rather have cheap gas or cheap groceries? I'd rather have cheap groceries. I drive a lot, but I do get paid a little bit in comedy because I drive, and so that kind of supplements my gas. But I eat a lot and I love food, so I really miss having cheap groceries. So I think cheap groceries would be for me. Now, if you had a job to where you had to drive a lot, I guess you're getting paid more than like a lot. But if you had to drive a lot or you had kids, I would probably choose. Well, no, because then they'd eat a lot. This one's hard. But I would rather have the cheap groceries because I like to cook. Cheap gas, maybe for if you have like a boat on the side, if you have like a dirt bike or four-wheeler or lawnmower. I'm going to get an electric lawnmower. So I do cheap groceries. Would you rather get stuck at every red light or you're only allowed to have no more than a quarter tank of gas in your car at all times? I would rather get stuck at every red light. I would have to leave earlier, but having a quarter tank of gas would suck because you're probably going to the gas station at least a few times a week. And if you have to drive like an hour somewhere, you would probably have to like stop like 3 times at least. So I'd rather get stuck at every red light. It'd be annoying and inconvenient, but at least I wouldn't have to stop and get gas. I could just go even though I'd get stuck at every red light. Some red lights you take a right turn, so that's not bad. It would suck though driving like on vacation like 10 hours. That'd be miserable. I think that'd take like 2 days at least, and you just go to bed. That would be terrible. So I'm definitely going for every red light. Let me know what you'd like in the comments. A lot of people already do this, but would you rather work 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. or 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.? I would rather work 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. because I'll be working when most people are asleep. And if I'd want to meet up with friends or family, I could just do it before work and then, be hanging out like, I gotta go, I gotta work. But so I'd rather do that. Also, too, you get to be outside during some sunshine, and you get off, maybe you run a few errands, or you sleep and you wake up and you start doing errands around like 8 o'clock or 5 because, the bank is closed at night. So if you're working at night, and if you're working from 3 to 11, you're missing a lot of the bank. So you have to wake up early, but you'd have the whole day to go to the bank if you worked 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Plus, I like night more, so I do think it'd be cool having to work at night. It seems like more chill and relaxed. So I think definitely the shift I'd rather want is third shift. So I think that's for me. Would you rather wear a shirt that's too small all the time or have to wear pants that are way too big? I would rather do the pants because at least you could wear a belt. With a shirt, when you'd sit down, your back and belly would show, and that'd be kind of embarrassing. But if you were in danger having to run with the big pants, that would kind of suck. But I'd probably still go with the bigger pants. And also, too, they get wet and they probably get weighed down. They're heavy. But I'd be more comfortable in that because it'd be like wearing a blanket rather than just like a t-shirt that's coming up and too tight. Would you rather get stung by 10 bees or bitten by 3 snakes. I would rather 10 bees. I know it's more than the snakes, but getting bit would hurt so bad. And I've been stung by a bee, and that hurts, but like, I don't know. I feel like by the next day it'd be like healed. Getting bit by snakes, and you might have to go to the hospital just because you're in shock or get stitches. I don't know. Like, I think getting bit would take way more out of you, but it's only 3. So, different people might do different things, but let me know what you like in the comments. I appreciate it. All right, and that's this week's edition of Would You Rather. If this goes good and you guys like it, let me know, please. Just message me. I'll message you back if you liked it, because I definitely like to keep doing Would You Rather. And you guys are great for listening. Thank you. Just keep being you, and just be nice, because people always say, nice guys and gals finish last. But it's not true, because the more nice you are, the more people like you, the more connections you have. You don't have to be a people pleaser, but if you give people decent respect and treat people how you want to be treated, that it builds your network, And, people, I saw a kindergarten teacher saying this, but you'd be surprised how people act out there. You see them. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I act like a jerk, but, I apologize. And also, anytime someone apologizes to me and it's a sincere apology, I accept it and move on, because there's so many people that are not willing to apologize. You should just accept someone's apology, because that's a real person right there, if they're willing to admit they're wrong. So I think that's something you want to keep in your life, because, people make mistakes and make you mad. You make people mad. But if someone's willing to say, hey, you know what, man, I'm sorry, that's a real one. So I think you should definitely keep them around, and it shows more character than someone doing something wrong. Except, if they murder your family. But that's all right. It happens. But, I was taking dark, but that's why you guys love me, and I love you. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.